Welcome back to the Trend Report. We took the month of January off, as you know, and we're really excited to be back with this first episode of 2022. And we've got a really good one in store for our conversation today with Harden. Aaron, welcome to the Trend Report.
Hey, Sid, thanks for having me.
Well, it's really glad to be here. I discovered you through a friend and your business through a colleague, and I'm really excited to talk about NexGen Workplace. So for those of you that are listening, you saw the title of today's episode is Furniture as a Service, and that is exactly what we're going to talk about. So Aaron, tell us, who is NexGen Workplace?
NexGen tries to, solve a problem and service a need within office furnishings that I think is unmet, and that is to provide true flexibility for, say, end users, for companies, for their office furniture need. That's really what it is. It's about providing the flexibility that others aren't in the market.
All right, so tell us how you do that.
Providing flexibility, it's funny because when we think about flexible office furnishings or flexible workspace, most within our industries think of things like putting casters on individual items,
yep.
or going from a panel system to a beam because it's easier to have someone come in and reconfigure it, or maybe height adjustability within individual workstations. But all of that really doesn't matter if you end up not needing the product anymore. So flexibility is about providing different relationship or payment options that gives the end user the ability to get rid of office furniture if they don't need it at the time they don't need it, or to scale up if they need more in a way that's simplistic for them.
So I love the way that you described it, but I'm going to reframe it for you just a minute. Yeah. Basically, what you offer your clients and the people that come to NexGen is the ability to buy office furniture on a monthly subscription basis. And at the end of their subscription, whether it's 1, 3, or 5 years, you take the product back.
Yes, that is true. Because basically we have 3 brand promises. One is that, we're going to provide you that flexibility we just talked about. We're going to do so in a very simplistic, process, business model, so you understand what's coming next. And the third of those is that we have a bundled price, and that bundled price isn't just everything at the start of the process, but it's everything on the back end of the process. Because the most common problem or issue or question we get is like, okay, how do I get rid of this furniture that I already have that I don't need anymore? Can you help me find someone to take it? And so it's about providing all the services you need so you have that full life cycle of the project. Because we promise people there's going to be no surprises with us when it comes to pricing. And so a big surprise at the end is, oh, this product is now basically worthless. I'm going to have to pay someone to come take it away. And so we include that with our pricing, a full bundled life cycle of your office furnishings.
So you basically are simplifying the entire buying process for a customer.
Yeah.
For the end user.
For the end user, they look to us to be the subject matter experts. And I think, our industry is complex, right? It is complicated.
You could say that again. It's complex. Are you kidding me? Yes, we make it complex. I mean, it's part of what the job is, to make it complex. But it is really complex. Unfortunately, you can just buy a chair or just buy a desk, but you also can't just buy a chair and just buy a desk, because there's so many options, not just finish options, but material options and drawer pulls and caster options. And there's just, yes, it can be extremely complex.
Yeah, there's, I guess, billions and billions of possible combinations for a client. And, our clients, if they're, veterans that have done this type of project before, they might've done 2, 3, 4. But we are the subject matter experts who do this for a living, who've gone through it so many times. But still, I think it's what the right term is, or maybe like a moral quandary, is like we still put the onus on them to make the right choice and understand everything that you're purchasing. And we try to educate them on the process, but instead of trying to have the client learn our complicated way of doing things, what if we instead change our process to meet what the client knows and meet them where they are, to make it truly something that they understand completely.
All right. So I'm going to answer that to you, though you didn't really pose it as a question. I'm going to answer it. We don't understand how to meet clients where they are, because clients where they are today, you may agree with me or not agree with me, for anyone listening, but your clients today are on the internet. Your clients are using tools that are on the World Wide Web, that are searching for us and our products. They're on Instagram, they're on Pinterest, they're on Facebook, they're on Clubhouse, they're on Twitter. Our clients are in the interwebs of the world looking for us, and we don't understand how to leverage that to find them.
Yeah. And they go to the internet to answer the basic questions they want. Okay, what furniture, what is best for me? They do want to have that answer. They want to know how much it costs, and they want to know how fast can they get it, right? And so far, our industry does a pretty poor job of answering those questions in a straightforward manner where someone can feel confident making the next step in decision process. It's all about contact us, call us, sit down, have a meeting, which is necessary. I get it. But if we can't answer those basic questions quickly, a lot of, dealerships are just pushed right out of the process, and they really want, clients are asking for something that's simpler, something that matches the experience they're having within other industries. And so far, we're just not giving it to them. They want to know how much it costs. They want to know how long it's going to take, and they want to know what's going to happen next. And we're just not doing it.
I totally agree with you. And though I don't fully understand the reason why we're not giving that to them, to the client, I do have some ideas why I believe that we are not giving it, in addition to the one that I just mentioned. But I want to backtrack just for a minute. Okay. So tell us how NexGen Workplace came about. Where did the idea come from, and how did you get to where you are today?
Sure. So I'm relatively new in the industry. I think that does give me somewhat of an outsider's perspective, which led to this idea. I've been in sales and marketing for my entire career, several different industries, mostly service industries. So I was working in facility services, building services, so got to know that side of the business, what facility managers, property managers, office managers really wanted from that perspective. And then got into office furnishings for a Seattle dealership that also focused a lot on service. It was a little bit different business model in that it was kind of half product, half moving, relocation, facility services. So that service mindset, that customer service, ongoing relationship has always been part of my perspective. And so I was really just hearing from clients what they were saying. And I had experience in projects where, the electrical charges, the disconnect, reconnect was a surprise. That means that we didn't explain it very well, but it's also something that they didn't like. Design charges were always a big thing, the complaint, like why these design charges? I thought I was going to you and I didn't hire an architect or interior design firm. So it was really those series of complaints, and then also just realizing how complex our industry was, and then seeing other industries serve these types of service models that have really taken off. Everyone knows like Airbnb type models and those just disruptors, software subscription-based services that just become part of our daily lives and how we understand that. And so being able to apply that to furnishings is just something that's always been in the back of my mind. And so, when I got the opportunity to really run with it, got backing for it, is something I couldn't turn down. So that's really where it came from, is just from what clients have been telling me and my own experience.
Okay. So you worked outside of our industry for many years, and then you came into our industry. So you're new to our industry. You worked at a dealer, so you got to see the inner workings of how things work. And then you saw what clients were saying the problems were, and you saw the complexity that was needed, and you realized there's got to be a better way. Let's figure out a better way. And out of that comes NexGen Workplace.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of questions for you, because I want to be clear about this, because the website link will be in the show notes so people can go and check it out. But literally with just a few clicks, I can get a budget and a monthly payment that says, if I'm going to buy $50,000 worth of office furniture, this is what it's going to cost me each month. And you've got, you could call it membership level A, B, and C, but you got 1 year, 3 year, 5 year cash, and all the options are there, what's included and everything. So my first question is, how is this funded? Because what we know is that brand partners are not going to wait for 3 years to be paid, and you got a customer paying over time. So is this a traditional lease? Or are you working with a bank? Tell us how this is funded, if you don't mind, by the way.
No, I don't mind. So, my backer in our parent company is fully funding this. It makes financial sense, over time, because the end user, the client's getting what they want. They're getting flexibility. Obviously, if you pay cash up front, you're going to be, it's cost you a little less. People understand that. Sure. But paying over time, it makes financial sense for us. So we've built the model. So we're the ones backing it. Basically, we don't have a bank or a lease buddy we're going with at this point.
You're self-funded.
Self-funded, yeah.
You're self-funding it. So no leasing company, no bank, and no trickery. Literally, you're self-funding it, and the customer can buy it and go through the process with you, and then pay their monthly payment for 3 years. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the 3 years, they can say, hey, I need to extend for 2 years, or they can say, hey, we're moving, please come get this furniture, and you come get the furniture.
Yeah. At the end of the lease, they can say, hey, we want to renew. And, at that point, just from experience, I know there's some things to change around. They want to update something, so we continue the relationship. We're solving their furniture problem, right? Yep. They can say, no, we want to keep it, kind of a end of term $1 lease buyout, if that's it. Or if they're done with the product, we'll come take it from them and recycle it.
So all the options are there.
Our main thing for clients is flexibility. So I want to give them flexibility no matter what.
But you really simplified the whole thing from beginning to end. Now, what if I need a floor plan, or I need a layout done, and I've got 22 people and 5 private offices? How does all that process happen? What I would consider the traditional services of the dealer.
So like you mentioned before, there is a quick budget tool on our website, which gives you a budget to work with in a minute. We're putting the final touches now on our build tool, and that'll be a full specifier program. And so it starts with the simple question of, okay, how many workstations do you need? Like you just said, how many private offices do you need? Do you need a cafe area? What about reception, lounge, all the spaces that you might have in a traditional office? And then it asks the basic questions within those spaces, like, for workstations, do you want a beam or a panel? Do you need a territory screening? What about your desk itself? Does it need to be fixed height? Do you want it height adjustable? Do you want it with a return? So you ask all those questions, and what you're doing in the background is you're building a bill of materials. Now, we don't have the floor plan yet, but we know, okay, how many workstations, what exactly they're going to look like, what all the parts and pieces. And so we can, at the end of that process, takes about 10, 15 minutes, depending on the size. We have a pretty strong budgetary quote for the client with a bill of materials. At the end of that, they connect with us, we get their CAD plan, throw that bill of materials into the CAD, and we're ready to go for the project. So what that does is,
all right, hang on. I want to interrupt here for just a second. Okay. In the world of coaching, we call this intruding. I'm intruding. Yeah. So I'm a client and I'm shopping, and I find your website. I can quickly get a 1 minute budget, because I've been out there and it is less than 1 minute. Literally, I can get a budget. Okay. Because I've been fascinated by the website. And then if I like it, then I can go to your build tool when it launches. And this is something that you guys are internally building. You've hired a company, you're working with a company that's building this product for you, and it's going to be proprietary to you. So once it's on your website, I find it on your website, and I can go through a series of questions in less than 15 minutes by answering questions about my facility, people, product, those kinds of things, very basic questions that sound really easy. Then I'm going to have a budget.
Yes.
A real budget.
A real budget.
Is it a not to exceed budget? Like, do you guarantee that to the customer that it's not to exceed this
And
amount?
in terms, I call it a budgetary quote. It's something you could go to your CFO to get approval for a budget, and it's going to be very, very close to the end result. Now, of course, once we put it in the floor plan, where everybody knows there's the proverbial column that wasn't.
Oh, I would say there's a column in the middle of something somewhere, right? Or the floor goes at a 45-degree angle to the south.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Or
there's something.
Where there's a set of workstations that we can use the wall for power, it doesn't need a PAM, you know, right? So there are variations that happen with that, but, you know, we're talking 85, 90% accuracy for what you're going to end up getting in the floor plane.
So you totally simplified the process. So you met the customer where they are on the internet. You gave them the tool that they need to get a specific quote that's within 95% accuracy based on the floor plan layout. And then you've said, hey, go get your budget approved on this. And this is all, they haven't even reached out to you yet, right? They've not talked to anybody at NexGen.
Yeah. So next day, we're talking install dates.
Hold on. All right. They get the quote on your website, and the next day you're talking to them about install dates.
Yeah, we're saying, okay, now get your CAD plan.
All right, wait a minute. I'm sorry, I got to ask another question. Why do you want to take 6 weeks of fun and hard work and effort and measuring the space out of that process? Why do you want to do it so fast?
That's what clients want. They want a fast answer.
Say that again, please.
That's what clients want. They want fast answers. Their problem is butts and seats. And, you know, most clients, you know, I wouldn't say granted, there are that want to go to Gensler and have a showpiece created and they're competing on a certain level. You know, we're a mid-market target right here. You know, those clients who, hey, we know we need something better than IKEA and a pizza party to make an office for our employees. We need something that's, you know, high quality commercial grade product, but I also need it done quickly and an experience that I understand. So that's our target. That's the client we're trying to meet. And so, yeah, that's what they're asking for is a fast answer and a simple process to, you know, building out their office space.
You know, I see evidence of this, and any customer, any dealer, any manufacturer can see evidence of it as well. So a customer goes to your website and they land on your website and they poke around. You can see how long they stay there if you're paying attention and looking at your Google Analytics and all that kind of stuff. And you can see where they went and how long they stayed, what landing pages they landed on, but you can also see your bounce rate. And that bounce rate means how quickly they left your website. And if your bounce rate is really high, that means you're not giving the client what they wanted on your website. And a lot of times you're giving them gold. In my opinion, you are disrupting the office furniture industry. And let's say, welcome to 2022, because I think what you're doing is fantastic, right? But so many other businesses don't want to forward think like this because they want to be in the process from the beginning. We want to complicate the chair buy. If I were to call an office furniture dealer today, sorry guys, I'm telling you the facts as I know them, okay? If I were to call an office furniture dealer today and say, I want to buy 500 chairs in black, it's going to take me 3 weeks to get a quote. Because they're going to want to come and meet with me. They're going to want to talk to me. They're going to know what kind of chair that I want. And they're going to do their best to talk me out of a black chair. They're going to try to sell me the most expensive chair in their repertoire when I called for a mesh back black chair, right? But that's what our industry does. We sell complexity. We don't really sell furniture. We sell complexity, which is okay because there are a lot of people that work with HOKs and Genslers and all these other companies. That's what they want. There are customers out there that want complexity. I get it. There's also a huge portion of the market that wants simplification and they want it done easy and they want to be able to do it quickly because it impacts their bottom line. It impacts their productivity. And unless your head is in the sand, literally, unless your head is in the sand, you know that everything in and around our industry is being transformed right in front of our eyes with the emergence of the hybrid workplace and all the things that go along with it, the downsizing, it's astronomical, all the changes that are happening. And if you don't know about them, then you really do have your head in the sand. Sorry, I got on my soapbox there.
No,
but it's important to be able to see what's in front of us, because when when I land on your website and I go to contact you, these are simple things. You've made it awesome. But if I go to contact you and I see your bright smiling face and I see your name and your email is not hyperlinked there, or your phone number is not there, if I'm on my mobile device to click and to call you, you've lost me. If you make me go to a contact form where I got to fill out a contact form and put all this nonsense in, and all I wanted to do was one click to get in touch with you, you've lost me. And that's why people bounce. And we don't think about the holistic approach to the customer experience or the customer journey. And that's what we have to think about, is this holistic approach to the customer experience and curating one where the customer stays with you.
I think more than that, Sid, when you go to a website, you're going there to find an answer to a question or to solve a problem. You don't go to the website to contact somebody. You don't go to the website to fill out a contact us form. You want an answer to the question that you had. And so I know that's a debate a lot of times when you're building out a website is, okay, we want to put information and resources and all this stuff on a website, but do we gate it? In other words, do we make you, the customer, have to give up something to get this information? And so we've created it so that a lot of our information is ungated. I know that's a risk, but I think it builds trust with the client that, hey, we are an educational resource. We want to provide you the answers to the questions that you need. And we can provide the solutions that you want in a way that no one else is offering. So
I actually appreciate the way that you're doing it, because I want everybody listening to think about your experience when you were shopping for something on the internet and you found something, you went looking for something, you found it, and then you wanted more information and you wanted to click a button and it said learn more or whatever. And the next pop-up box was an email address. You're like, oh, they want my email address. And the customer's not even ready to do that yet. You take them and you draw them in. You bring them into your ecosystem with information without gates. And then when they get ready to, when they've got what you believe they need, then you gate it so that you can follow back up with them.
Yeah, I've heard it explained. It's kind of like Netflix. Someone goes to your website and they're interested in a subject. You want them to be able to just binge on that subject. So have a piece of content, they find it, they love it, and then you show them all the other pieces of content they have, allow them just to keep going and going and going. Until they're satisfied getting the answers that they want or the solution that they need.
But most people's definition of content in our industry is not thought leadership content. It's not. It's here's my chair and here's how much my chair is. It's so product centric and not problem centric. And what I mean by problem is understanding the problems that our customers have and providing content to help them understand how to solve that, whether that's through a blog, a video, other articles written by people. I mean, there are people searching for what hybrid workplace and how to design for a hybrid workplace. So I would ask anybody on this call, not on call, on this podcast. Okay, you could tell I've had a month off because I'm a little rusty here, but I would want to know how many people listening to this podcast have an article or a blog on their website that talks to a customer about how to design a hybrid workplace and gives them the full information without gatewaying it to get more information by providing their email address.
Yeah, I think that's key. And just to be relevant, I mean, something that's, this isn't my idea. I've taken it from a They Ask You Answer marketing book. I love it. But NexGen is about education. So every single one of our employees, is tasked with creating content that answers the questions that they're hearing clients ask. If you go on our resources pages, it's full of questions with the answers, right? So what should I budget for office furniture? How long does it take to get office furniture? How do I get rid of an office full of furniture? Which is what clients really want to know. And so, sure. Yeah, whether it's hybrid work, everything that's relevant today, if you're building a website from scratch, you have to answer the questions that people are asking. And people aren't asking what's the coolest chair you have.
Well, there is I don't know if you use it or not, there's a really, really cool website called answerthepublic.com.
No, I haven't heard of that one.
Okay. So answerthepublic.com is, you can go to Answer the Public and you can type in anything and it will tell you what people have put in from a Google perspective. And it'll keep breaking it down. It puts it into big categories. So you can clearly see what people are asking about as it relates to the hybrid workplace, the environment, office furniture, tasks. You can see everything that it does. Now, the free version of it, you only get 2 questions a day.
Yeah.
There's a membership for you. The paid version of it, you get a lot more than that, but it's, I don't remember how much it costs. I just use the free version of it. But it's a really cool thing because people are seeking information. They're seeking thought leadership when they come to our websites. And it's incumbent upon us in anything that we do, whether you're a service-based industry like me or a product-based industry or provider like a dealer or yourself, it's incumbent upon us to provide that content to them.
Yeah, there's a similar tool with HubSpot, which we use as our CRM and CMS. And yeah, you can put in the questions there and it'll tell you the amount of queries and, related queries and all of that. So yeah, that's a great resource.
So, Aaron, the key thing here is information is power. With the right information, you can build the right business model in order to secure customers and provide solutions that they need. And the people coming to you aren't coming to you for a brand. They don't care about a brand. They're coming to you for a solution to their problem, which is places for people to work. You sell solutions. You don't sell brands. And so many people in our industry sell brands and you sell solutions. And I love it.
Yeah. I think that's something that my experience has taught me. And granted, my experience has been in the mid-market. It's been selling the non-major lines. But my clients, they want to know that it's a quality product and they want to know what the warranty is, but they don't care what it says, what the name on the chair is, right? And ask Johnny on the street to name can you name a commercial furniture line? They might know Herman Miller, they might know Steelcase, Knoll might come out of their mouth, but that's about ends. And anyone who's been a Neocon knows there's about another dozen floors worth of great quality lines out there.
Yes, yes. 3,000 of them to be exact. I think of this, the most recent statistic I heard, there are 3,000 manufacturers in our industry.
Right, and so many great ones out there. And so Johnny Q Public doesn't care about so much about the brand name. They want a quality product, and for them it is providing that service solution, a great customer experience, getting them what they need quickly, simply, in a way they can understand. And I think our industry has been so, like I just said this at the start, but it's been so complex, and we've just been trying so hard to teach clients to do it our way, instead of changing the way we are to meet the clients where they are. And we put so much, I want to say, onus of the process on them, which I think is just an unfair power balance, right? Where, we're the ones holding all the cards, and somehow it's like their responsibility to get their order right in some respects, and understand, the acknowledgement process, how the deposit goes, lead times. Lead time doesn't mean actual get to you time.
Yeah, no, listen. So I really like what you guys are doing. I think it is creative. I think it's inventive. I think it's needed. I think it's risky, to step into something like this. I'm sure there'll be a lot of naysayers. I'm sure there'll be a lot of haters saying, oh, that's never going to work. But a good friend said to me a long time ago, and has said it publicly many, many times, our industry will be disrupted by a process and not a product. You are bringing a process to our industry that I believe is going to create ripple effects for a very long time, because you're simplifying the buyer journey. You're making it easier for customers to do business with you. You're taking away all the complexity that makes people roll their eyes when they say they have to buy office furniture, and you're curating an amazing customer experience. And I just want to say kudos to you, man, for stepping out there for your parent company and embracing it and doing something that I believe is long overdue. And when I will admit, when I read it, I had to do a double take. I had so many questions about what the heck. I mean, I was reading through it and I was like, this can't, where's this? How's this? And you've answered all my questions, though. I've had the opportunity, the pleasure to talk to you for a couple of times now. The website does a great job at doing that. So Aaron, what's the future look like here? Where are you guys going?
I feel like the future is going to be, sorry, let's restart that answer. Really, it's growth right now. You know, we're looking.
Hang on one second. Take a breath so she knows where to edit.
Yeah.
And I'll go.
The future for us is improving upon that customer experience. We want to continually take feedback on how our resources are being used to make those better, meet clients where they are, and really make it seamless from the back end. So it just creates a more amazing customer experience after every iteration. So every opportunity is a chance to learn and to get better. And after that, it's growth. And we want to expand to more markets across the US. We're centered in Salt Lake City, but we're not, limited geographically on where we can, sell furniture and how we can basically create solutions for clients. So that's what's next for us.
I love it when people do new, big, bold things, man. And you are doing that. I say this all the time. I encourage people all the time to make big, bold moves. I didn't know you until a couple of weeks ago, and you guys are making big, bold moves. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to follow along your journey and hopefully maybe later this year, check back in with you and see how things are going. So Aaron, I appreciate you being here today. If our community would like to get in touch with you, what is the best way for them to do that?
You can go to our website, nextgenworkspace.com. Also, I'm on LinkedIn, Aaron Harden on LinkedIn.
Okay, we'll drop the website link and his LinkedIn profile. Just remember, for those of you that have been listening for a long time, you know the rules around LinkedIn. If you do reach out to him and send that connection to him on LinkedIn, be sure you hit the add note button to let Aaron know why you're connecting with him and that you heard him here on the Trend Report so that he knows how you're coming to him from. So Aaron, thanks again for being here. I appreciate you, man. Best of luck to you and your organization. I look forward to hearing from you again soon. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Sid.